Testing, testing, testing. Getting louder, 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 louder.
Number 3, Benjamin Collins. Number 4, Jamal Ali. Number 5, Aidan Filahagic. Number 6, Anthony Lesiotis. Number 9, the captain, Adrian Zara. Number 11, Sabine James Muir. Number 16, Asahi Yokokawa. Number 17, Joshua Ping. Number 20, Mo Agara. And number 21, Nicholas Olsen. Substitutes for Heidelberg United. Reserve keeper number 22, Ryan Cobain. Number 7, Leo Muzzy. Number 10, Dominic Fowler. Number 14, Kane Shepherd. Number 18, Anthony Xanderopoulos. And number 19, Sean Ellis. Thank you, Chris.
You've got to do the protocol. That's the right one. Normally I do it. Leave the fourth official alone. I get told you got the replay right here. I didn't say anything.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the match officials and both teams out onto the arena for today's final home and away round in the Victorian NPL this season.
Good afternoon and welcome to Olympic Village for this final round NPL Victoria clash. It's a Super Sunday, every game kicking off at the same time, and here in Heidelberg there are plenty of stakes for these two sides involved, particularly the side in yellow, Heidelberg, who are still battling to try and put themselves in the best position possible heading into finals. They take on Dandy City, who locked in their place in the finals last week. They can only finish in 6th place, but of course can play a big hand in who the Burgers play in that first week of finals. Heidelberg last week coming off a 2-1 win against Manningham, where they came back from a goal down in second half stoppage time to come away with the win, while Dandy City 5-3 winners against Port Melbourne Sharks put them in a great position to wrap up 6th place, and with a bit of help from their crosstown rivals Dandenong Thunder, they were able to wrap up 6th spot and their first ever appearance in the NPL Victoria Finals. My name is Nick Dabano and I'm here to take you through all the action today. Plenty happening right across Victoria. We'll be keeping our eyes on what happens at Jack Edwards Reserve, where Oakley take on Hume, both those sides in 3rd and 4th on the table. And that result will have a huge say on how things play for today, with the Burgers still looking to wrap up that all-important home elimination final. And of course as well, we'll be keeping an eye on what happens at JL Murphy Reserve, with Port Melbourne taking on Avondale. Avondale in 2nd, looking to wrap up 2nd place. Heidelberg can still technically catch Avondale, but will need a lot of help. They'll need a lot of goals to do just that. We'll take you through the starting lineups for both teams. Heidelberg have brought back a few familiar faces into the team, but before we get to that, just a moment's silence here on the broadcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be abstaining for a moment's silence for the passing during the week of Kevin Georgiadis, brother of former player George.
Moment's silence there for the passing of Kevin Georgiadis, the brother of former Heidelberg United player George Georgiadis. So taking you through the remainder of the Heidelberg United starting lineup, Yaron Souza deputises between the sticks. He's joined in defence by Ben Collins and Jamal Ali, who returns to the side. Anthony Lesiotis is also back in the team. Adrian Zara takes his place in defence. Sabit Nures back into the starting lineup, along with Asahi Yokokawa and Joshua Pin. Mohamed Aidara and Nicholas Olsen make up the starting 11. While Dandy City, it's a very much a new-look squad today. A host of fresh players getting an opportunity as Nick Tolios casts his eye towards next week's elimination final. No Jacob Alexander, no Brad Plant, Kenny Athew, Brady Quinn, James Exidius, George Lambatarides and Will Bauer, all out of the squad today. But in goals, John Hall, joined by Stefan Bresovic, Jack Webster returning from suspension, along with Valley Sesnick, Damien Iaconis, Danny Kim, Thomas Yanakopoulos, Tim Atharinos, Jackson Lino. Jake Noble will have his first start for Dandy City, as will Ryan Crasto, who comes into the starting lineup, the number 2 for Dandy City, and a host of kids on the bench as well, including Oliver Brezen, Matthew Javoku, and Olia Shalong, who are looking to make their first senior appearance for Dandy City this year. As we get underway, Dandy City in their away white kits kicking from left to right, Heidelberg in their home yellow kits kicking from right to left. So it's quite simple for Heidelberg. They have to win, and a win should be enough to wrap up a home final, but still they will need some help elsewhere to ensure that that does happen. They can still finish as high as second, but third or fourth is more realistic due to the gap between themselves and Avondale from a goal difference perspective, even if they're only 3 points behind them on the points tally. Here is Asahi Yokokawa, scored the winner last week. He's having a brilliant run of form, the Japanese midfielder, and he feeds it out wide to Sabit Nyor. Got to the byline, but it's out for a goal kick. So the stakes today for Heidelberg are massive. A win and an Oakley and Hume draw. Jack Edwards reserve doesn't do too much for them. In fact, all sides will finish on 51 points, and courtesy of goals scored, Heidelberg will remain in 5th. But should Heidelberg win by 2 in that game end as a draw, Heidelberg will move into 3rd. And if we do have a winner between Oakley and Hume, and Heidelberg win, they will finish the season in 4th. So a lot riding on this contest, and of course what happens down in the southeast. Here is Nicholas Olsen. Playing it back to Federhagic. Heidelberg, a really busy week of fixtures last week. We're here at Olympic Village just over a week ago, defeating the A-League men champions Central Coast Mariners in the round of 32 of the Australia Cup. Went the distance, went to extra time, and came away with a famous 3-1 victory. And then, of course, backing that up with that win against Manningham, which kept their hopes of a home final alive and doomed Manningham to an impending relegation back to VPL 1. Bresovic getting a foot in. Here's Zara. So we have spoken about that if Heidelberg do win, what basically the meaning of that is, but a loss and a draw, if you haven't done the maths already, it will mean that Heidelberg remain in 5th. There is still a chance that these two sides could meet again at this exact same venue next week. If Heidelberg do finish in 3rd, it would mean as well that Oakley play Hume again next week, which would mean basically a repeat of today's fixtures next week again. So Sabit Nyor skips his way around Bresovic, but he did well there, the Dandy City centre-back, and he wins the free kick. Stefan Bresovic, his first year at Dandy City, 15 appearances this season. Signing from Bentley Greens after initially joining from FC Bulleen Lions midway through last season. Here's Jack Webster. An integral part of this Dandy City side this season. Back in the top tier after leaving Bentley Greens last year, heading down to VPL 1 and helping Dandy City achieve promotion back to the top tier. Olsen. Well played there by Kim. Heidelberg just comfortable in possession for now and happy to just control things for the moment. Zara. Olsen corralled and forced to play it back to Federhagic. Olsen. Heidelberg missed the finals last year in George Katsakis' final year as head coach of the Burgers. Year before that, they were knocked out on penalties in the elimination final against Oakley. So looking to return to the pointy end of the NPL Victoria Final Series this year, and they would back themselves under John Anastasiadis, and wrapping up a home final is so important because we know how good Heidelberg have been at home this year, yet to lose in the league at this venue. One loss in all competitions here as Nicholas Olsen. Ball taken out from underneath him by the youngster Jake Noble. Olsen. Here's Lesiotis back in the team after sitting out the game against Manningham. Putting a big shift against the Mariners in midweek. Prior to that clash at Petty's Reserve. Collins to Jamal Ali. Feeding it centrally towards Yokokawa. The back heel towards Nyor. He feeds it to Aidara. Pin. Lovely bit of interplay. Nyor goes down inside the box, and referee Adam Bavkar waves away the penalty shout. So some nice little interplay there from Heidelberg, putting that Dandy City defence under pressure early. But John Hall is there to get across and mop up. Dandy City's defence has been a bit leaky in recent weeks. Copping 3 goals last week in that 5-3 win against Port Melbourne, 4 the week before against Manningham in a 4-2 loss. Defeated South Melbourne 2-1. 4-2 loss against Hume and a 3-2 win against Green Gully in their last 5. So the positive is, though, that Dandy City are scoring for fun at the moment, but they'd be hoping to tighten things up defensively a little bit heading into finals. Here's Ali driving forward from defence. Josh Pinn has Olsen in support and an acre of space here on this left-hand side, and his cross is cleared by Webster, and now a chance for Dandy City to break. A rare foray forward here through Atherinos. Iconis. And the youngster, Crasto, was looking to play the ball back towards Atherinos, who does come up with possession, and he goes to ground and wins the free kick on the edge of the area against Ben Collins, and an opportunity here for Dandy City. Had to do a bit of early defending, but now they have the chance to potentially open the scoring from this set piece. So Valley Sesnick heading over to take this free kick. We know how dangerous he can be from a set piece. He's been a brilliant pickup for Dandy City coming across from Port Melbourne this season. Been a key part of that Dandy City attack, and he stands over this free kick here. Aaron Souza setting up his wall. Sesnick steps up and he floats it towards the back post, and Lesiotis got across and put it out for a corner. So a bit of early defending here for Heidelberg after having most of the play in the opening 5 or so minutes. Atherinos whips it in, and it's nodded towards goal there by Iconis. And it's just wide for a goal kick. Damien Iconis having an incredible run of form. 5 goals in his last 3 games. Scored 4 in his last 2. 2 bags of 2 in those games. And finishing this season in red-hot form just in time for finals. His first season back in the top flight for quite some time after spending 2022 in State League 1 with Malvern City, and then joining Dandy City in VPL 1 last year, helped them get promoted, but he's been in and out of the team a bit this year, and he's hit form at the right time, which has been a key cog in that attack for Dandy City, as Lino does well to snuff out that attack. Of course, no Kenny Athew today, their top goal scorer this year. 8 goals to his name this season. Not coming back to play against the side that had so many good moments for over the years. The side where he built his legacy as King Kenny, and of course returned to Heidelberg last year for a season before joining Dandy City. But out of the team today on 4 yellow cards, so perhaps just a bit of preservation from Nick Tolios as Zara. Olsen looking to play it over the top towards Yokokawa, who wanted it to feet. It's out for a goal kick, but he's not the only one on 4 yellow cards who is absent today. George Lambatarides, Brady Quinn and Will Bauer all on 4 yellow cards as well. So just thinking ahead to finals is Nick Tolios, and no Jacob Alexander, no James Exidius as well. Heidelberg as well with a few players who are in card trouble, as Crasto looking to play it through, but Lesiotis got back and did well to nullify that attack. Adrian Zara on 9 yellow cards, Kane Shepherd and Mohamed Aidar on 4. Kane Shepherd on the bench today. It'll be fascinating to see if that plays into the thinking of the Burgers, if they look to change things up a little bit and in the second half and maybe play things a bit cautiously and not risking any suspension. Aidara finds Ali. Ali burning forward down the right. Kawa calling for it on this near side, but Ali still breaking forward, and he's still going here, Jamal Ali. There was contact, and it's a free kick here to Heidelberg. Jamal Ali joining Heidelberg in that mid-season window last season. And he's been such a good pickup for them. Him and Mohamed Aidara were 2 of those pickups and certainly helped the Burgers return to the finals this season. Just an update from around the grounds. Avondale leading 1-0 against Port Melbourne. Still 0-0 in the clash between Oakley and Hume. So Avondale win that game and they wrap up second. They wrap up the all-important week off. Kerr, the goal scorer in that game at JL Murphy Reserve. So Sabitnyor standing over this free kick. Still yet to really test John Hall, the Burgers. Muir steps up, fires it towards goal, and it's well saved there by Hall. He's able just to get across, and he telegraphed it well, the veteran goalkeeper. Second season at Dandy City for John Hall, formerly of Adelaide United as well, of the Western Sydney Wanderers. Spent a lot of time in the A-League as a backup goalkeeper. Of course, the brother of Stephen Hall. Noble. Kim did well to get across and intercept. Stephen Hall, who was at Adelaide United, but recently made the move over to England for Brighton and Hove Albion. Crasto. Kim. Risky pass towards Bresovic, and getting across was Muir, and Bresovic collide, and it's out for a throw in here to Heidelberg. Zara. Olsen. Crasto with the interception. Iokonis with a heavy touch there, and Fedahagic was there to get across, so posing a bit of a threat early. Dandy City wouldn't have been able to get forward. Olsen. Lesiotis. All over the top looking for Adrian Zara. He's able to chase that one down, and it's out for a throw in.
Ladies and gentlemen, progress scores from around the grounds this afternoon. Total Magic 2, Dandenong United 1.
Fedahagic. Atharinos. Ali did well to Under all sorts of pressure, and Cesnik getting across, but Ali able to marsh that one out for a throw-in.
And South Melbourne 0, St Albans 0.
Webster. Dandy City just happy to control things for the time being. Noble, his first start for Dandy City. They played over the top towards Cesnik, and well, one in the air there by Collins. So just putting Collins under pressure there, who's did well to get that ball back to Yaron Souza because he didn't know too much about it. Odara, it's a bit Nyor. Nakakawa over the top towards Nyor. And the cut inside. Lino wins it back, and now a chance for Dandy City to break. Free kick awarded there to Heidelberg. Pin. Bit of extended possession here for the visitors. For the press there from Coach John Anastasiadis, but Hall did well. Bresovic sending it long. Lino getting forward from the back to try and win that header, and Ali comes up with possession. Fedahagic, Lesiotis, and a risky pass back towards Zara. Now Collins, so a bit to work with for Ben Collins, but composed as ever and sending it long towards Yokokawa. The flag is up against the Japanese midfielder. Webster sending it long towards Iaconis, and Collins again winning it in the air as Ben Collins has been in some great form as of late. Man of the match last week against Manningham. First season at Heidelberg after joining from Melbourne Knights, who spent the end of last season with, following his release from Western United, where he worked under Heidelberg coach John Anastasiadis. He was, of course, the assistant coach of the senior men's side for 4 seasons. Here's Sabit Nyor. Going to go for goal himself, Nyor, and it was dipping, but it's dipped just a little bit too late, and it's out for a goal kick. Webster, Cesnik, playing it centrally, Crasto. Did well there, the youngster, and looked to feed it out wide towards Atherinos, but it's well defended. Crasto, his first start for Dandy City, second senior appearance. Played just over 20 minutes off the bench earlier this year in that big win against Moreland City. his opportunity just before finals to impress Coach Nick Tolios. Interesting wrinkle to this game. Nick Tolios, of course, the successor to John Anastasiadis at Bentley Greens back in 2019. Has the ball over the top for pin and just couldn't bring it under his spell. And Hall's there to track down, and Dandy City can just calm things down for the moment. John Anastasiadis, who had a very successful spell as head coach of Bentley Greens, departed the club in 2019 to join Western United, and Nick Tolios did come in and continue the great work that he started, helped them secure the NPL Victoria Championship in 2019. Tolios departed at the end of the 2022 season. Of course, Bentley now coached by George Katsakis in VPL 1. Webster, Noble, Sesnick. Good bit of interplay here on this near side. Iconis coming short. Fedahagic pushing him back, and Noble again forced to recycle. Webster, calm as ever on the ball. Played by Zara to mop that one up. Fedahagic. Olsen. Feeding through Yokokawa. The run comes from Nyor. Yokokawa looking to get forward, and he goes back towards Sabit Nyor, but Stefan Bresovic with a key intervention. Forces Nyor out wide. Whips it into the area looking for pin, but Webster got a foot in. Atharinos comes up with possession and wins the free kick. Taken quickly, and Atharinos with the quick step overs and looking to get things moving. Yokokawa causes the turnover, and now a chance for Nyor. Big challenge there, and a yellow card awarded to Yiannakopoulos, who just played himself into a little bit of pressure, and was well played from Yokokawa to cause the turnover. And now a free kick opportunity for Heidelberg, and Tom Yiannakopoulos into the book. He's had a very good season, the South Australian. His first year in NPL Victoria, coming across from Adelaide Comets. Certainly a name to keep an eye on in the years ahead. So another free kick opportunity here for Heidelberg. Swelson, Nyor, Yokokawa sizing this one up. Nyor took the earlier attempt, but we'll see if maybe he delegates authority to one of the others. Sabit steps up, goes with the fake instead, and Olsen's going to strike, but it was always rising, and it's out for a goal kick. So this game really hasn't gotten out of second gear too much here, as of course Heidelberg do need the win, but Dandy City have been quite comfortable in just keeping things under control and not allowing Heidelberg to really put them under too much pressure. They've had a couple of opportunities, but mainly from range or from set pieces. Their defence has held strong early as Noble under pressure there, and he wins the throw. Young Jake Noble getting his opportunity at right back today. Iconis works out here after that slip from Zara. Now Sesnick getting forward down the right. One-on-one here with Zara, and Sesnick cutting inside, looking to feed through Crasto, but just couldn't get it through to him, and Anthony Lesiotis got across, and Berger's looking to work their way out from defence. They did well. Olsen switching ball out to Sabit Nyor, but just couldn't bring it under control, and it's out for a throw. Bresovic. Adara feeding it through to Nyor. Skips around Bresovic. Chance now for Sabit Nyor. Bearing down on goal, but it's well defended by Yiannakopoulos and was kept alive. But Hall got across to clear that mop up there from Nyor, who's causing problems in the early going, Sabitnur. Certainly been one of the best pickups in that mid-season window. He's had an immediate impact here at Heidelberg. Primarily played as a substitute, but earning his opportunity in the starting lineup in recent time as Sesnik goes to ground. No free kick awarded. And now Heidelberg looking to get forward. Nick Tolios not happy with the decision not going Dandy City's way as Olsen, Zara. Olsen. Pin and Giannakopoulos collide on the edge of the area, and Lino gets across to clear it away. Well played by Sesnik. Here's Crasto looking to get forward, the youngster. Iconis making the run, but doesn't really have too much ahead of him, so he's forced to recycle. Just over 25 minutes played, still 0-0. Results around the grounds. Ivandale leading 1-0 against Port Melbourne. It's 0-0 that Oakley-Hume game, so everything remains the same. Heidelberg will finish the season in 5th. We'll play Hume City, elimination final on the road. Well, Oakley will take on Dandy City in the other elimination final. As here's Jamal Ali. Lino. These two teams have only played a handful of games against each other throughout history. Of course, Dandy City, relative newcomers to the top flight of Victorian football, were only first promoted to Victorian football to the NPL Victoria in 2019. This is their second stint in the top flight after their relegation in 2022. But Dandy City only winning once from 7 previous appearances back in 2021, but have never won here at Olympic Village. So looking for a first today as Yokokawa getting forward. Just cross just past everyone, and it will come out to Sabitnur on the opposite side. Danger not completely cleared here for Hajduk as Nyor going to get back onto his left foot, but goes all the way back to Ben Collins. Zara's pass is ricochets back towards Pin. Just being patient here at the moment, Heidelberg, not looking to rush things too much. Collins. Ali. Going to feed it through centrally towards Adara or Pin, but Webster again getting across. And here's Lino. Come back, and now Nyor receiving from Adara, and Nyor goes for goal from range, but it's blocked, and again Heidelberg go again. Very disciplined defensive setup here from Dandy City, not giving Heidelberg a lot of space to get in behind and use their speed. Zara. Again, just Dandy City just not giving them too much space to work with, but Heidelberg doing well to retain possession. Lesiotis getting busy on the ball. Ali crossing position now, but again forced to go back. Real disciplined play from Dandy City. Of course, their defence has been leaky in recent weeks. They've done a lot of damage going forward, but showing their defensive mettle early in this one and not giving Heidelberg much to work with going forward. So, see what they can do from this play here, though. Federhagic finds Zara. Feeds through Olsen, who's able to keep it alive, but 3 white shirts around him, and he does well to feed it through to Yokokawa. It's a lovely touch towards the byline, looking for Pin. That's out for a goal kick, coming off the Queenslander last. Very patient build up there from Heidelberg, almost paying off. Josh Pin believed it came off Stefan Bresovic last, but doesn't get the call going his way. Here's Sesnick. Can he get forward through the middle? Feeding it out wide towards Atharinos. I mean, centrally there. Crasto. Giannakopoulos. Lino. Here's Danny Kim. Noble floating it in towards Iaconis. Goes out towards Crasto, who was unmarked at the back post, but just was unable to put that one on target. There's a beautiful ball into the area there from Noble to find Crasto. Two youngsters getting their opportunity today, almost linking up for the opener. It's on the bench today for Dandy City as well. Joshua Scarlett, Lukman Hassani, Luke Saunders, Oliver Bresson, Matthew Jofku, and Olia Shalong. So a lot of young names on the bench for Dandy City. While for Heidelberg, Leo Marzis, Dominic Fowler, Kane Shepherd, Anthony Theodoropoulos, Sean Ellis, and Ryan Govan making up the substitutes for the home side. Heidelberg looking to play out from the back here, and Sousa just invite a little bit of extra pressure there, and it plays into the favour of Dandy City, or does it? Nyor pickpockets Lino. Nyor in behind and pops it home. Beautiful work from Savit Nyor. Lino didn't see that one coming, and Savit Nyor, a beautiful finish, lobbing it over John Hall to give Heidelberg the lead. His fourth goal for Heidelberg since joining in the mid-season window. And he continues to have a massive impact in the second half of the season. Just a lapse in concentration there from Jackson Lino. And a beautifully taken finish from Savit Nyor. And on the live ladder, it doesn't do too much for Heidelberg, but they go level on points with Oakley and Hume. But courtesy of their goal difference being level with Oakley and Hume at the moment, it comes down to goals scored. And Oakley and Hume have them covered. So Heidelberg need one more to leapfrog either of those two sides, or need a goal in the other game. Need one of those sides to take the lead. It's still 0-0 over at Jack Edwards Reserve, but Savit Nyor did very well. Just when you thought that Lino had it covered, and now Heidelberg are going again. Here's Olsen, fed in behind by Yokokawa. Nick Olsen bearing down on goal. 1-on-1 with Hall, across the face, and Pin couldn't turn it home. And almost two goals in a matter of moments for Heidelberg. But a let off for that Dandy City defence yet again. Heidelberg have certainly wrestled control of this game in the last few moments. After a very sort of patient opening and having to try and work through a very organised Dandy City side, they've certainly upped the tempo, and see how Dandy City responds to this youthful Dandy City side with one of the key members being rested today. Of course, they can't move from sixth place. They'll be finishing in that position and be playing an away elimination final next week. Well, at the moment, they will be playing the Oakley Cannons, and Tim Atharinos with some skill there, but Adara did well getting across. Ali. Lino. Pressure again there by Savit Nyor, and was that battle, was that matchup that led to Heidelberg's opener. And Savit Nyor with a very nice finish. 4 goals in 7 league appearances this year. Of course, returning to Australia in the mid-season window after some time in Sweden. Here's Adara. He plays in support here, and he looks for Pin, but Webster getting across, and a bit of a tangle there between him and Pin, but Hall did well to come off his line and retrieve. Atharinos. Kim. Back to Atharinos. Well defended by Lesiotis. Of course, one goal still not enough if all results stay the same for Heidelberg to lock in a home final. So they need to keep putting the pressure on Dandy City, and that's exactly what they've done in these last few minutes. Federhagic, Olsen, Crasto getting across. Here's Adara. Coming centrally here, the veteran midfielder, Pin, Lesiotis, Zara. Driving forward here, the Heidelberg number 9. Finds Olsen in a crossing position. And Webster getting across and clearing it away again for a throw. So an update from Jack Edwards reserve. Oakley leading against Hume City 1-0. So courtesy of that result, Heidelberg are now into 4th on the ladder. Oakley locking up 3rd place at the moment. Avondale still leading 1-0 against Port Melbourne. So as it stands, Heidelberg are in a position to host a final against Hume next week. Still plenty more work to do in this one as Zara comes out to the back post, and it was pinned, but he just blasts over. Just couldn't bring it under control, and he never really got his body over it. And an opportunity going begging there for the Burgers. Josh Pinn looking for his first goal in the league for quite some time. Score in the Australia Cup, a brace against Central Coast Mariners, but hasn't scored in the league since that game against Manningham earlier this season. Atharinos. Federhagic as well. Olsen. Collins. Of course, those here at Olympic Village getting the live updates you might pick up on our effects, Mike, from the great John Fotnos, providing the heads up of everything that's going on this Super Sunday of action to determine the final standings of the home and away NPL Victoria season for year 2024, as Webster now a chance for Dandy City to break back the other way through Kim. Webster. Turned over there by Atharinos. Dara just happy to sit on the ball for now and played all the way back to Yaron Souza. Yaron Souza has been a very handy pickup for Heidelberg this season. Of course, his first season back in the NPL, formerly of Melbourne City and the Central Coast Mariners, was part of that 2023 A-League Men's Championship winning side, the backup goalkeeper to Danny Vukovic. Went over to Malta after his release last year, but now returning to Heidelberg and been one of the premier custodians in the competition this season, as Zara chasing this one down, but too much on it. That's out for a goal kick. It was Joe Guest with the goal for the Cannons. Has them in the lead. Some of the other games happening right across Victoria. It really is a goal fest at the moment. Melbourne Knights leading 2-0 against Green Gully. Altona 3-2 up against Manningham. Dandenong Thunder 3-1 ahead against Moreland City, and 1-1 between the premiers South Melbourne and St Albans. The form team in the league, St Albans, who have avoided relegation off the back of 5 consecutive wins. Sesnik under pressure there from both Yor and Adara. Being forced into a bit of a cul-de-sac here, but he did well. Giannakopoulos going to ground. It's one back here by Ali. Ali getting to the byline, across the face towards Olsen, and he blasts over. And a big moment there for the Burgers to double their advantage. It's gone over the bar, so Nick Olsen, who's had some opportunities early. So we're closing in on half-time, and Heidelberg with this 1-0 lead, thanks to that earlier goal from Sabit Nyor. But of course, if it is a draw over at Jack Edwards Reserve, that second goal will mean so much for the Burgers. So goal difference could still have a big say in how things are played, but at the moment, with how the results stand, will be enough for Heidelberg to at least get a home final. Collins back to Souza. Zara and Noble collide, but Zara comes up with possession. Federhagic sending it forward towards Pin. Chests it down to Yokokawa. Beautiful work here from the Heidelberg attack. Olsen. The run comes from Pin and Yokokawa, but it's well defended again. To Dandy City's credit, bar just that momentary lapse of concentration from Jackson Lino, they have defended quite well. They've been under pressure for most of this first half, but just in that one moment that opened up for Sabit Nyor, they were made to pay and haven't had too many opportunities back the other way. Damien Iokonis and Ryan Crasto with the best 2 opportunities of the game so far, but at least from a Dandy City persuasion. But certainly the chances have been few and far between, bar that. There's a strong collision there between Noble and Zara. Young and old there, Adrian Zara and Jake Noble on the opposite ends of the appearance spectrum in NPL Victoria, as Zara plays it centrally towards Pin. Beresovic gives away the foul. There's been another goal in both clashes at Jack Edwards Reserve and JL Murphy Reserve. Oakley now 2-0 ahead, Avondale 2-0 ahead. So Oakley closing in on locking up third place on the ladder. That result does help Heidelberg, at least from the sense of getting that home final. And at the moment, they'll be hosting Hume City next week. And Dandy City, well, they'll be heading off to play against Oakley, who they did beat at Jack Edwards Reserve as the road team. So they would fancy their chances in that one as well. And Avondale with that 2-0 lead, of course, locking up the all-important week off if they can retain that advantage and finish in second place. They'll take on the higher ranked of the elimination final winners. South Melbourne, of course, in first, playing against the lower ranked side as Souza's ball well over the top for Zara, but Hall gets across to mop up. Call to press coming again from the Heidelberg technical area. Kim, the pressure from Nyor, and Hall did well to sweep it out wide to Beresovic. Now Dandy City can build. Can they respond before the break? Beresovic is intercepted. Ali, Nyor staying on side. Coming centrally here, the Heidelberg number 11. Finds Olsen, one-on-one with Noble. Well defended by Jake Noble again, and the youngster is really holding his own early. He's having a very impressive opening half as Iokonis brings it under his spell. Did very well there, Damien Iokonis. Sesnik in some space on the left. Just couldn't bring it under control, and Valley Sesnik just switching off again, and it's out for a throw-in, so an opportunity to break forward for Dandy City comes to naught. Souza. Federhagic. Ball to press coming from the Dandy City bench. Lesiotis did very well to flick it around Sesnik, and now Collins looking to get forward. Maybe one final chance before the break here for the home side. Here's Nyor. Looking for Ali, getting forward from the back, came back towards Yokokawa. Nyor playing it back, but it's taken a deflection. It's out for a throw into Dandy City. Fedahagic. Yokokawa goes to ground under a challenge there from Webster. Tried to take it quickly, but the veteran savviness of Jack Webster didn't allow for that attack to be taken too quickly, as now Olsen in a crossing position here, gets inside Noble. Olsen still going. Well played by Kim. Lesiotis. Adara. Olsen. Yokokawa looking to feed it through towards Adara, but Dandenong City defence did enough to snuff that attack out. They win the free kick. So 1 minute of added time here at Olympic Village. Heidelberg in the lead, courtesy of that Savitnur goal. And right now, in a position to host the elimination final, the 4-5 elimination final, that is, here at Olympic Village next week against Hume City. Of course, still 45 minutes remaining here, another 45 around the ground, so things can change. Football is a funny game, and Heidelberg will want to make sure of wrapping this one up. Dandenong City, of course. Just some final minutes in the legs for them before finals, as Adam Bavkar blows his whistle, and that's the end of the first half here at Olympic Village. Heidelberg in the lead 1-0, courtesy of opening goal there from Savitnur, which has the Burgers with their noses ahead heading into the break. And right now, courtesy of results around the grounds, they are into fourth place on the standings, with Oakley leading 2-0 against Hume City, Avondale leading 2-0 against Port Melbourne. So Oakley in third, Avondale in second, and Heidelberg jumping Hume City for now. Dandenong City with this youthful team out there at the moment. Of course, they've casted their eye ahead to that elimination final next week. They'll find out who their opponent is in the first week of finals, courtesy of not only this result, but what happens at Jack Edwards Reserve and over in Port Melbourne. But we'll be back in around 15 minutes' time here at Olympic Village for the second half. The score here is Heidelberg United 1, Dandenong City 0. for the second half of this NPL Victoria contest between Heidelberg United and Dandenong City. Heidelberg in the lead 1-0, courtesy of a first half strike from Sabit Noor, his fourth of the season, which has the Heidelberg up 1 goal to the good, and in a position right now which has them hosting a home final next week, courtesy of Oakley leading 2-0 in their clash against Hume City. It's been a double change at the break for the home side.
And player number 7, Leo Mazis, replacing player number 21, Nicholas Olsen.
So Nick Olsen and Aiden Federhagic coming off the field, Anthony Theodoropoulos and Leo Mazis, who was very good against Manningham last week. Did get on the scoreboard, both coming on at half-time. So a bit of a defensive and attacking switch from both from John Anastasiadis. Jamal Ali slotting in at centre-back alongside Ben Collins now with Theodoropoulos at right-back as Heidelberg get things underway in their home yellow kits, going from left to right. Dandy City from right to left in their away white kits. No changes from the visitors. See Leo Mazis taking his place on the left wing. As Ali looking for Mazis, his first touch since coming on here. One-on-one with Noble. Mazis driving forward, getting on his right, shoots towards goal, and it pinballs around the area, but it's cleared away. Iconis bringing it under control. Well played there from Damien Iconis. Feeding it out wide to Noble. Oakley 2-0 up against Hume in that other game, which as of now will have Heidelberg playing against Hume City and Dandy City playing against Oakley on the road. Heidelberg can still finish in third, but will need to score another here, and will need Hume to come from behind and level things up. More reports they have been the more dominant of the two teams at Jack Edwards Reserve, have been hit really on the counter by Oakley. They've taken their chances back the other way. Goals from Joe Guest and Alex Salmon in that one. And Avondale leading 2-0 against Port Melbourne, which will have them finish in second place and wrap up the all-important week off. Ali. This pass intercepted by Webster, who put in a very good shift in the first half, his first game back in the team from suspension. Steadying presence in the heart of the fence for Dandy City. Aidara with the interception. Now Mazis looking to get forward. Noor back to Aidara. The run comes from Theodoropoulos on his right, and he feeds it through here to the substitute. Theodoropoulos across the face towards Mazis. Pin at the back post. Blasted over the bar. And a golden opportunity there for Josh Pinn. Still looking for his 8th league goal of the season, Joshua Pinn. And that was a big moment there for the Heidelberg number 17. But was just unable to turn that one on target. Didn't get his body over it. And a great opportunity for Heidelberg to double their advantage. Josh Pinn, who's had a brilliant third season at Heidelberg this year, but still looking for his first goal in the league in quite some time. Started the season in red-hot form, but hasn't scored since the 4th of May against Manningham in the league, but did score a brace against the Mariners in the Australia Cup. All important goals in that one, which saw them beat the A-League champions. Yannikopoulos. Sesnik. Back to Yannikopoulos. And we have another goal at Jack Edwards Reserve. Oakley leading 3-0 against Hume. So Oakley all but wrapping up third place on the ladder. And it looks like that Heidelberg will be finishing in 4th. Unless things change here, unless Dandy City are able to tip the balance back in the favour of Hume, who of course behind 3-0 in that game, as Lesiotis Ali. Theodoropoulos. Yokokawa and Yor in support. Feeds it through towards the goal scorer, and Yor. Isolated in a one-on-one with Lino. Gets to the byline, but couldn't keep it alive. Well defended by Jackson Lino. Of course, was just caught napping by Sabit Yor in the lead-up to the only goal of this contest. Still on the bench for Heidelberg, Kane Shepherd, Dominic Fowler, Sean Ellis and Ryan Govan, the backup goalkeeper. Adrian Zara and Mohamed Aidara both on 9 and 4 yellow cards respectively, so you do wonder if that will come into the thinking of John Anastasiadis. Kane Shepherd as well on 4 yellow cards. They don't want to risk any sort of suspensions. But of course they want to put this game away first and foremost as Heidelberg win the free kick. More experience on the Heidelberg bench in comparison to Dandy City, with a lot of youngsters and 3 players in line to make their senior debuts in Matthew Jovku, Oliver Bresson and Olia Shalong. Souza. Theodoropoulos brings it under control. Well played there from Theodoropoulos. So now Yokokawa getting forward, feeding through Sabit Nyor, but John Hall got off his line and collected. Did just enough to snuff that play out there, John Hall. Dandy City can turn this game around, as we've spoken about already on the broadcast. It won't do too much for their position on the ladder. In fact, it will do nothing at all. They will finish the season in 6th, regardless of how things pan out here today and elsewhere. At the moment, a trip to Jack Edwards Reserve is on the cards for them. They did beat Oakley in that fixture earlier this year, back on King's birthday. Bresovic with the interception. Here's Sesnik. Started with Zara in this one-on-one on the far side, and Adrian Zara did well. Heidelberg can work their way out from defence through Marzis, and here is Aidara. Ali. Theodoropoulos. Driving forward down the right. The run comes from Yokokawa. Here's Nyor. Ali. Under pressure there from Giannakopoulos, and again forced to go back, and Giannakopoulos was demonstrating for a moment. There's now a chance for Theodoropoulos to get forward. Space opening up here in the Dandy City defence here for Yokokawa to get forward. Here's Marzis. Crosses blocked by Webster. Zara. Marzis again. Yokokawa. Yokokawa. Zara. Yokokawa bringing it under control. And goes to ground, and he wins the free kick. So an opportunity here for Heidelberg in a very dangerous area to double their lead. Sabit with the opening goal in this game, but Berg have got a plethora of options that can cause all sorts of damage, especially from these positions. It looks like it's going to be Asahi Yokokawa to assume duty of this free kick. Yokokawa standing over this one. John Hall setting things up in the wall. Yokokawa steps up, floats it into the area, looking for Ali. Janakopoulos got a head to it. And collision there between Zara and Sesnik, but it works out for Heidelberg. Here is the Heidelberg captain, Adrian Zara. Feeding through Njord, just got past Lino. Atharinos got across, and it's a goal kick. Actually, no, in the end, it's been given as a corner to Heidelberg. Much to the chagrin of the visitors, who thought, and even had myself fooled, thinking it was a goal kick, but nonetheless, Heidelberg have another opportunity from this set piece. Niktolios not best pleased with that decision there. To pay that free kick as that corner, as the ball is floated in from Yokokawa. He's Njord, brought it under control. His volley was always rising, and it's out for a goal kick. And it looks like Burgers will make their third substitution, their fourth substitution, a double change in the offing now from the home side. Kane Shepherd and Sean Ellis to be coming on here for Heidelberg, and the captain's armband passed back to Kane Shepherd as be Anthony Lesiotis will be coming off here, as well as Sabit Njord. So their afternoon comes to an end. Kane Shepherd and Sean Ellis on in their place. Very impressive performance from Sabit Njord and Anthony Lesiotis. Njord with the goal, which separates the two sides. But I tell you what, when you're bringing on Kane Shepherd and Sean Ellis in their place, it's an embarrassment of riches. In that attacking third, Sean Ellis, 3 goals this season, but has been such a key player for Heidelberg for many years. Kane Shepherd with 9 to his name, top goal scorer for Heidelberg this season. Battling a bit of an injury complaint in recent weeks, but he's back in the team and looking to help put this game away for the home side, as Collins did well to bring it under his spell and clear it away. Webster playing it forward. Yokokawa sending it long, looking for Marzis. Really emptied the attacking clip as John Anastasiadis bring on all his attacking options in search of more goals. To really wrap this game up as Shepherd. Hedara. Here's Shepherd. Alice. Going to play through Pin. Brestovic did well to get across. Lino helps it away. Well defended by Yokokawa. Heidelberg calm as ever in possession. Just slowing things down a little bit. In a very comfortable position right now. Leading a goal to the good. As much as the scoreline suggests that Dandy City are still well and truly in this game, Heidelberg have just really had them at arm's length for most of it feels like. And they're under a bit of pressure here though, but Ali does well to work his way past Tom Janakopoulos. Good feet there from the Heidelberg defender, and that's a beautiful pass to Theodoropoulos, who brings it under control. Got inside Lino. Here's Theodoropoulos cutting inside, goes back the other way, goes to ground, and a free kick here for Heidelberg, but beautiful play from the substitute. Anthony Theodoropoulos, brilliant work to win that free kick.
Johnny, you out there? What's the 4-day forecast?
So just an update from around the grounds. Hume City have pulled one back at Jack Edwards Reserve. The score right now, Oakley 3, Hume 1. Could there be a dramatic comeback on the cards at Jack Edwards Reserve? Remains to be seen, but Sean Ellis standing over this free kick, looking to put this one potentially out of reach for Dandy City, and really himself in a commanding position as Ellis. That's a beautiful save from Hall, and it fell into the path of Theodoropoulos, but was just unable to turn that one on goal. And a big opportunity there for the home side to double their lead. It was a good save from John Hall to get down, deny Sean Ellis. It's a well-hit free kick. Just over half an hour remaining here. edging closer and closer towards that home final. Still yet to lose here at Olympic Village in the league this season. They've just been simply brilliant on this deck. Only losing once in that Doherty Cup playoff game against South Melbourne. In all competitions as Iaconis can get behind Collins, and his ball across the face. Couldn't find Atharinos, but Theodoropoulos does well to chase this one down, and it comes off Atharinos last. And it's out for a throw-in, so despite Heidelberg leading and really being in control of this contest, Dandy City still posing a threat back the other way. Can't afford to switch off. Can the home side? Some of the other games happening across Victoria today. Altona leading 4-2 against Manningham. Dandy Thunder 3-2 ahead against Moreland City. Melbourne Knights 3-0 to the good against Green Gully. Avondale still leading 2-0 against Port Melbourne. 1-1 at Lakeside between South Melbourne and St Albans. Marzis coming centrally, well defended there. Now a chance for Noble to get forward, and he knocks it onto himself, and he's looking to get forward here, the youngster. Showing plenty of confidence in his first senior start. Iaconis. Back out wide to Noble. Him and Ryan Crasto both getting their first starts for Dandy City today, and both impressed, in particular Jake Noble. Bresovic. Janakopoulos looking to play it through, but is under pressure, and that's out for a throw. His pin. Webster does well. Of course, it's been a busy weekend of Victorian football action, the final rounds in the top tier in men's football, and not only just in the top tier, but in the second and third tier. VPL 1 and VPL 2 came to an end yesterday. Preston joining Melbourne Victory as the two sides promoted to NPL Victoria next season with that 3-1 win against Langwarren. Ball fed over the top from Webster, looking for Iaconis, and Ali does well to put him under pressure, and he keeps it alive. Still a chance for Iaconis, but well defended by Ali. Goes to ground and wins the free kick. A good battle there between Iaconis and Ali, but Jamal Ali's put in a big shift today. Just not given this Dandy City attack really any room to breathe all afternoon. And of course in VPL 2 yesterday as well, FC Melbourne Serbia wrapping up the premiership despite losing 3-0 against Essendon Royals. North Sunshine Eagles in that 4-4 draw against GV Suns in Shepparton meant that FC Melbourne Serbia wrapped up the premiership, and GV Suns survived relegation just ahead of Doveton. Over in NPL Women's yesterday as well, a big win for Bulleen as they wrapped up the premiership. So the premier in each of the 4 NPL competitions in Victoria now, but finals though still on the cards for those sides in the top tier of both men's and women's football. So another round of women's action. Heidelberg, of course, their women's side locking in a finals berth, so both their men's and women's teams in action in the finals this year. Here's Shepherd. Finds Pin. Pin goes for goal, and again it was always rising from Josh Pin. Just hasn't had his radar on today. Good opportunity again there for the Heidelberg attacker. Still looking for that first league goal since May. Heidelberg will be the only team in the top tiers to have both their men's and women's senior sides both in NPL finals this season. Of course, Preston have had a brilliant year in both competitions, but Preston men's side being in VPL 1 means obviously they won't be part of it, and Bulleen and Essendon Royals in VPL 1 and VPL 2 respectively, their men's sides. Here's Shepherd. Plays it through, looking for Marzis, and Hall coming off his line, clears it away. Aidara. Back to Zara. Here's Yokokawa. Feeding it out wide to Theodoropoulos. Back inboard to Yokokawa. First touch pass out to Alice. Looking back for Yokokawa. Bresovic did well and plays it out for a throw. Yokokawa couldn't get around Bresovic, who puts it out for a throw. If all results stand and Heidelberg do host the final next week, it'll be their first home final Olympic Village since 2018 when they last hoisted the NPL Victoria Championship. They did technically host a final in 2019, but it was away from home. Did win that game in 2018, that semi-final here against Oakley on penalties. There's Pin. Mops up. Looking to get forward. Shepherd calling for it in the middle. Whips it in, and it goes past Webster. Out to Kane Shepherd. Big stop there from Hall, and it's cleared off the line by Webster. Desperate defending from Dandy City, but a great opportunity for Kane Shepherd to score his 10th of the season. And a big moment there for Heidelberg to edge closer towards wrapping up the 3 points here. Big moment there for the veteran attacker, who was one of the best strikers we've seen here in Victorian football for quite some time. And that pass there from Shepherd, bit of a curse to the commentator there. That one just cannons off his foot and out for a throw-in, as it looks like Dandy City are getting ready to make a substitution. Looks like a double change in the offing. Joshua Scarlett, one of the names up and getting ready to come onto the field. Webster playing it through to Iaconis. Chance now for the visitors, but well defended again by Ben Collins, who's just been a rock in the heart of defence today. Adara. This pass is blocked by Shepherd, but it actually finds its way to Ellis in the end, but that pass was well off there from the Scotsman. And John Hall getting across to mop up. So it looks like it's going to be Joshua Scarlett and Lukman Hassani. It's getting ready to come on here for Dandy City. So two youngsters getting their opportunities here. And also Dominic Fala getting ready to come on for the Burgers. So it will be end of the day for Asahi Yokokawa for Heidelberg, and also the end of the day as well for Ryan Crasto. Put in a big shift in his first start for Dandy City. And it's also going to be, looks like Thomas Giannakopoulos. Actually, no, sorry, it's Danny Kim that's been... Actually, apologies. No, got it right the first time. It was Tom Giannakopoulos. It was a error there after round out to believe it was Danny Kim coming off, but it is Tom Giannakopoulos who has made way. Danny Kim remaining on the pitch for now. So double change from Dandy City. Still not giving up the ghost of getting something from this game and throwing a spanner in the works of things play out in the finals if this game ends as a draw. Will mean that Hume do jump Heidelberg back on the standings on the live ladder and will finish fourth, and Heidelberg will head on the road to take on Hume. So important that Heidelberg hang on to all 3 points here. Hume down 3-1 against Oakley. Time expiring at Jack Edwards Reserve. Fala. Adara, it's turned over, and now a chance here for Hassani. Looking to get forward down that right-hand side, the youngster getting his opportunity today, and Adara did well to win it back. Collins sends it long. Shepherd mounts it out for a throw in here to the visitors. Kim. Scarlett Turned over, Alice looking to feed it through, but it's coming straight back to the visitors. Lino. Atherinos, well defended by Theodoropoulos, but Scarlett feeding it over the top for Lino. Opportunity for the visitors here. Lino whips it into a dangerous area. Collins nods it away. Out to Iaconis, who takes it first time, but a fresh air swing, but still a second chance here. Hassani. Scarlett, shot blocked. Still not cleared. Atherinos goes to ground and wins the free kick. So an opportunity here for Dandy. They have started to build just a little bit in this last couple minutes. Looking to create a nervous finish for this one for Heidelberg. This free kick is in a very dangerous position. Looks of Danny Kim, Tim Atherinos standing over this one. It looks like Atherinos is assuming duty of it. 7 goals this season for the former Melbourne Victory youth player, and an opportunity here for him to add an 8th. Yaron Souza setting up his wall. Can Dandy City add another twist to this finals race? Atherinos steps up, hits it on goal. It's not a bad effort, it's a beautiful stop from Souza. Still a chance, back across the face, and it's cleared off the line by Ali. Calls for a penalty. Go unrewarded, but Souza is down, clutching his face. But what a stop from Yaron Souza initially to deny Tim Atherinos. A shake of the head there from the Dandy City attacker, who can't believe that that was saved there by Souza. Just clutched that one out of the air. And what a huge moment in the game there. Tim Atherinos so close to levelling things here. And boy, would that have added another twist in this finals race. Act of bravery on the follow-up as well from Souza, but they really had to be strong there, that Heidelberg defence in the follow-up, and they did. And they have averted danger for now. Of course, over at JL Murphy Reserve, Avondale still leading 3-0 against Port Melbourne, so I mean, they wrap up second place. Oakley 3-1 ahead against Hume. 76 minutes played there. 72 minutes played here. Dandy City will get the ball back. They did have possession last. Kim looking to play it over the top. Collins hoping to see this one out before Hassani could get there, and it's out for a goal kick. So, plenty of time remaining in this one. Dandy City firing a warning shot that this game is still far from over. Hoping that maybe, just maybe, they can go into finals with a little bit of extra momentum. Of course, it's been a brilliant year from them after getting promoted to NPL Victoria last year and making finals on the first time of asking. Here's Theodoropoulos getting forward down the right. Has Pin in support, looking to go himself, Theodoropoulos, and it's well defended by Webster, who clears it away. But it will be coming back through Zara. Collins. Iaconis got a foot in, and now a chance for Dandy City to break again. Here's Scarlett. Kim. Even though Dandy City are the relative newcomers on the block and playing in their first final series, they're certainly not daunted by the task of shaking things up from next week onwards. So much of this season they were outside the top 6 behind Port Melbourne, who were in a really commanding position to wrap up 6th, but Dandy City making the most of Port Melbourne's dip in form and being able to get the job done and wrap things up. As Shepherd, now Pin looking to get forward. Just waits a moment for some more support and plays it towards Shepherd. Ellis is open in the middle if they can find him. It finds Sean Ellis, who pops it home. 2-0 to the Burgers. Another step closer towards a home final for Heidelberg. And Sean Ellis giving them some much needed breathing space on the scoreboard. And Sean Ellis, just like he did over a week ago at that end of the ground, scoring a crucial goal. He's 4th of the season in the league this year. The veteran with a big goal like he's done so many times at this very venue. Scoring a big goal at the Village, and Heidelberg closing in on 4th place on the standings. Cool, calm, collected, and Heidelberg are on their way to a big win here. Well, things can change at Jack Edwards Reserve very rapidly. 30 still in play for them. That ball over the top looking for Hassani, but Collins did well to get back and just deny the Dandy City youngster an opportunity to get in behind. Really, when you look back at it, that Souza save was really a flashpoint moment. It just kept Heidelberg ahead, but they made the most going back the other way. And now suddenly, Heidelberg are 2 to the good as Shepherd looking for pin. Tangles there with Lino, but Lino did well to win it back. Now Atherinos. Kim. Finds Scarlett. Adara winning it back. Collins. Fowler just happy to slow things down. The call coming from the bench just to play it simple from John Anastasiadis as Shepherd looking to play through to Marzis, but it's snuffed out by Noble. Sesnick. Collins again, who's just been everywhere this afternoon. Feeding through Marzis again. Looking to get forward. Webster stands his ground. Jack Webster's been brilliant today for Dandy City. Showcasing all his experience there to win that ball back. Kim. Scarlett let it run for Lino. He's passed just a bit too much on ahead of Atherinos. It's really been the story of Dandy City's day today. Just have not really felt like they've been in a rhythm, and when you're missing so many key players that are out being rested today with no Jacob Alexander, no Brad Plant, Kenny Athew, Brady Quinn, James Exidius, Will Bauer, George Lambateridis, so many key players all out for Dandy City. It was always going to be difficult for them against this ostensibly full-strength Heidelberg United team. Shepherd. His pin. His numbers alongside him to his right. He finds Alice. As Theodoropoulos further afield, but Alice cutting inside. Goes for goal himself! And it's off the post! Sean Alice inches away from an absolute classic. And now Scarlett looking to break back the other way. And Alice now getting back and doing some defending. And he's just showing off at the moment, Sean Alice. He's feeling himself. He wants a second. He wants to wrap this game up. There's a few players. Talking about the absentees missing for Heidelberg today as well. No Jaden Gorman. Name left off the team sheet as Kim plays that ball out for a throw-in. No Owen Ashton, no Apostolopoulos today. Just some of the absences for the Burgers. Go Dion Nicolaides as well. But they still find the way when they've got these absentees. They've just got so much depth, so much quality in this team. And even with, the likes of Nura and Yokokawa being rested for the final portion of this game, Lesiotis as well, they've been able to bring on the likes of Alice and Fowler and Shepherd and Marzis, just so much quality. And they will go into finals confident that they can really shake things up. But still as well in the Australia Cup, they do play Oakley in the round of 16, only days after their elimination final against, more than likely, Hume City. Of course, how the finals work is the higher-ranked winner of the elimination final will play what looks to be Avondale's second place, and the lower-ranked side will play the Premiers South Melbourne at Lakeside. So, remains to be seen who the Burgers would play if they were to win that game, as well as Adara feeds through. Kane Shepherd just over the bar. So close to adding a third. Looking around the grounds at some of the other games today as well. Altona 5-2 ahead against Manningham in that game at Paisley Park. Moreland City up 5-3 against Dandy Thunder. Looking like they're going to head back to VPL 1 and go down in the best way possible. David Ostojic, of course, departing the club as well, their senior head coach, and what a way to finish the year for them. Melbourne Knights 3-0 ahead against Green Gully. Ivan Franic's final game of his senior career is a triple change now in the offing for Dandy City, and it is going to be 3 debutants coming on here for the final few minutes in Oliver Bresson, Matthew Jofku, and Olia Shalong. And it'll be Damien Iaconis, Danny Kim, and Jackson Lino to come off. So a special moment for a trio of Dandy City players who will make their senior debut. Jofku, Shalong, and Bresson all coming on here for the final few moments. Oliver Bresson, 10 goals in the under-23s this season. He's had a very impactful year for Dandy City's youth side, and now he gets his opportunity. And here is Jofku leading the line here. And there's Atherinos. He goes for goal from range, and Souza tipping it just past the post. And it's out for a corner, and again Atherinos testing Souza from range. But Souza did well to get down to his right and pop that one around the post. So a corner here for Dandy City. Going to create a bit of a nervous finish here. Sesnick whips it in towards the back post. Souza comes out to collect and punches it away. Ellis clears, and now Shepherd, and a chance for Heidelberg to break. Shepherd bursting forward, but well played from Jack Webster. We've seen that battle plenty of times throughout the years. Webster v Shepherd. He's Scarlett. Sesnick. Cross is blocked, but it comes back out to Scarlett. Atherinos. Here's Scarlett, who's had a very positive cameo since coming on. Atherinos, cross is blocked and out for another corner. So another opportunity here for Dandy City. Just looking also around the ground, South Melbourne leading 2-1 against St Albans. Premiers looking to end the regular season on a high note. Noble floats it in, comes out towards the back post, and another nervous moment for the Heidelberg defence. So players queuing up, both Shalong and Hassani. Minutes played here at the Olympic Village. Heidelberg closing in on wrapping up 4th place. Collins. Webster wins the header. Adara getting across and did very well to win possession. Allison Theodoropoulos offering in support. Theodoropoulos feeding it through, but Bresovic should be able to marshal this one away and pops it out for a throw. Alice. Fala. Ali. Alice, lovely first time ball to Theodoropoulos. Cutting it back towards Alice. Now a chance for Dandy City to push back the other way. And back by Marzis. Now Theodoropoulos. Heidelberg want a third. They want to put this one out of reach. Theodoropoulos cutting inside, feeding through Marzis. Crosses it in, and Bresovic does well to knock it out for a corner. Alice playing it short to Marzis. A few step overs, gets to the byline, looks to Backhiller back towards Ellis, but wasn't on the same wavelength as his teammate. Sesnick looking to kickstart the counter, but Ben Collins able to usher this one all the way back to Yaron Souza and just slow things right down. Therinos against Adara here on this near side. Sani will play from pin to get back and win the ball back, but Scarlett again been very good since coming on and putting his foot forward for some minutes come finals time. Of course, they'll be bolstered with a slate of returns for the elimination final next week, more than likely against the Cannons. It's a late challenge there from Bresson on Theodoropoulos, and the youngster's going to mark his senior debut with a yellow card. Still 3-1 over at Jack Edwards Reserve. Oakley closing in on third place. It means that Heidelberg's opponent, an elimination final, is all but determined against Hume City. They've played 2 cracking games already this year, and a third instalment. It looks to be just around the corner. Souza sending it long. Noble knocking that ball out for a throw in. Jake Noble also very impressive in his first senior start today. Most of these youngsters for Dandy City have certainly been a bright spark despite the defeat, or the impending defeat, for Dandy City. Marzis does well, skipping inside here. Marzis still going, but well defended by Shillong, who did very well. Now Scarlett looking to push the pace back the other way, feeding it out wide for Shillong, but it was ahead of him and it's out for a throw-in. So Heidelberg closing in on a return to finals football and a first home final here at the Village since 2018. First technically home final since the 2019 final series, but first back here at their spiritual home ground in 6 years. Dandy City gearing up for their first final in NPL Victoria. It's been an incredible season for them, and they will go in next week against Oakley, or more than likely Oakley, with all the confidence in the world that they can cause a stir after beating them in that exact fixture earlier this year. Keep an eye obviously on Football Victoria's socials for announcements around fixture details, and the semi-finals will be as well, with looks to be South Melbourne and Avondale hosting both those games. Make sure you stay tuned for the finals. It's going to be a cracking final series. Fala. Here's Shepherd. Zara. Marzis. Heidelberg just comfortably controlling things at the moment. It's going to be a busy period for the Burgers, an elimination final and potential semi-final if they win that, sandwiched by that round of 16 game in the Australia Cup against Oakley. Could face a very similar run if they do win that elimination final too. Collins sending it long. Here's Pin. Same fate could also befall Hume City, who of course still in the Australia Cup, playing FC Melbourne Serbia. So really no rest for these NPL Victoria sides. South Melbourne as well, playing next week in the Cup against Olympic FC. Now a chance for Dandy City to break. Atherinos in some space on this near side. Can Dandy City pull one back and create a grandstand finish here? Atherinos cutting inside, going for goal, curling it just past the post. And Tim Atherinos, that's the third time in this half he's come close to pulling one back for Dandy City. And Yaron Souza not happy with how the defence has switched off. Just for that one moment there. Of course, final scores in Green Gully. Melbourne Knights winning that game 3-0. Moreland City ending their tenure in NPL Victoria football with a 5-3 win against Dandenong Thunder. Altona Magic 6-2 winners against Manningham. See them, looks like they'll be joining Moreland City back in VPL 1 next year. Still 3-1 at Jack Edwards Reserve. 3-0 the Avondale-Port Melbourne game as well. And 2-1 South Melbourne against St Albans. But it will take something quite spectacular if Hume are able to overturn that 3-1 deficit and potentially push Heidelberg into third. But Dandy City also looking to create a bit of a nervous finish here, as they have shown through Tim Atharinos that they can cause problems as they look to go forward again. Jofku playing it back. Webster under pressure there from Pin. Shepherd winning it back, and now a chance for Heidelberg to go again. Shepherd. Marzis breaking forward down the left. Coming in centrally. Playing it short to Shepherd. Goes for goal. Kane Shepherd puts the result beyond doubt. A beautiful finish from Kane Shepherd, his 10th of the season. And Heidelberg are going into finals with their tails up. And Kane Shepherd with an expert finish, just like he has done so many times at this venue. And they'll be back here in a matter of days and be looking to chase down a piece of silverware and wrap up the grand final, get all the way back there like they haven't done in 6 years. The elimination final beckons for them. With the final score at Jack Edwards Reserve, with Oakley winning that game against Hume City 3-1, they will take on Hume next week here at the Olympic Village. And as we know, Heidelberg are yet to lose at this venue in the league this season, once in all competitions. And they will go in with all the confidence in the world. They'll go in with all the confidence that they can go on a run and potentially take home some silverware this season. The top 6 is set. It will be South Melbourne in first, Avondale in second. Of course, a congratulations as well for Kane Shepherd. That goal marking his 150th in Heidelberg jersey. Milestone man. Adding a beautiful goal to his collection. He's had a brilliant career both here at Heidelberg, Avondale, as well over with Newcastle Jets and Western United in the A-League as well. Ali. Theodoropoulos. They want a fourth here, Heidelberg. Pin looking to get in on the fun. He's had chances today, Josh Pin, and he wins the free kick. Well, Dandy City, Oakley awaits for them at Jack Edwards Reserve next week. Their first ever trip to the finals. What really ever happens here for Dandy City is a bonus. They have had an amazing year, promoted to the top tier and into the finals. But both these two sides now firmly with their eyes on next week, where it really becomes do or die football, win or go home. Aidara finds Pin. He's happy to slow things down here, Heidelberg, and take the sting out of this game, but Atharinos winning it back. Into feed through Bresson, but Collins did well and clears it away. And that's full time here at Olympic Village. Heidelberg come away with a 3-0 win here, and they wrap up a home final. They'll be back here next week to take on Hume City as the 4th ranked side. And will look to make sure that they can continue a run for silverware this year. 3-0 winners here. Goals from Sabit Nyor, Sean Ellis and Kane Shepherd, the difference between the two sides. Dandy City, though, they finished the season in 6th. They'll get a slate of players back next week for that elimination final against Oakley. Their first ever final in the club's history. But for Heidelberg, back here on their home deck next week against Hume City, which kicks off a really busy period for them. Australia Cup football still on the horizon. But the Burgers, they will not be daunted. They'll be hoping to go on a run of their own and look to secure some silverware in 2024. The regular season here in NPL Victoria, but so much more football to come from next week with the finals getting underway. Really is going to heat up with all the action kicking off next weekend. So keep an eye on Football Victoria's socials for all the announcements over fixture details and when those games will be. Make sure you get down to your respective venues or tune in here on the NPL Victoria YouTube page for all the action. But thank you so much for joining us on this Super Sunday of Victorian football. Been Nick Tabano bringing you all the action here from Olympic Village. Final score, Heidelberg United 3, Dandenong City 0.